2002 GMC. See dealer for restrictions. Upgrade to professional grade. See the pros at your Hampton Roads, Carolina GMC dealers.
You Wrench It is the cheapest place in the known universe to buy parts.
That's because you're not paying for a swank showroom.
Or soothing background music.
You could always bring your own.
You Wrench It's now open in Virginia Beach. Check out over 1,000 vehicles for the parts you need. Don't miss the grand opening celebration this weekend. And remember, we always buy cars.
Can we crush it now?
You Wrench It. Guaranteed parts, no one beats our prices.
They're going to attack. Nuka. Will Smith stars in Independence Day. Tuesday, followed by the season finale of The Shield at 10 on FX.
We're under caution at Dover on 126 laps. Ryan Newman and Steve Park crashed coming out of turn 2. You see that Park is out of the car. He is okay. But it collected up our race leader, Mark Martin.
That happened right in front of Mark, or not right in front of him, coming off turn 2 over here, the 12 and the 1 spin. And I got to believe Mark got down and got trashed on his tires and couldn't drive his car through this.
Newman on the bottom, Park on the top. And they funnel out of turn 2.
Newman just slides up into the 1 car. Now, this is all happening right in front of Mark. You'll see some cars go by on the outside of these two guys. But Mark just could not get stopped. I guess he was in a box. Larry, the 12 was out there, and he couldn't go high. The 1's down low, and he just was in a box.
And I'm sure he was anticipating both these cars were going to slide. I mean, the straightaway's banked 9 degrees. Home, everybody slides down.
The wheels were locked up, Darrell. He couldn't make the cut to go between them.
Here he comes. You'd think the spotter by now would be telling him, slow down, slow down, slow down. Back it down. They're spinning in front of you. By now, he's almost stopped. It's almost like he thinks that he thought Park was going to keep going down the hill because that's normal here, but Park was going so slow he couldn't.
And just as Mark gets to Newman, his wheels lock up, and then you lose your steering when the brakes lock.
I just think he was thinking that 1 car was going to keep right on down the track because, like I said, he was in the 12 was there. He couldn't go high.
Right.
He was just in the wrong place.
Dick Berggren's there.
Now, Mark Martin has been on the radio telling the crew, don't work too terribly hard on this thing. He doesn't want him to break it worse than it's broken already. He's taking a pretty good punch in the nose with this thing, Mike. Most important is when you heard that the water pressure is still there. That means that the radiator is not punctured. Right now, they're trying to get the nose of the car up off the ground, and they have succeeded to a degree in that. Most of the crew working on the nose of the car right now. Let's go to bat as Mark leads.
And Dick, Jimmy Johnson came into the pits first, left in second after a 16-second stop. No major trouble, just a tick slow. He said his car was tighter at the end of that run, so they made a wedge and air pressure adjustment, helping that 48 car hopefully on the next run. This is Steve Burns.
Well, Matt, Jeff Gordon came in. He said that his car was tight in the middle, which delays his ability to get back on the gas pedal. So they went down a half pound on the right rear. Now, Ricky Rudd had trouble in the pits. They made no adjustments, but he was blocked in by the 97. They had to push him backwards so he could get it in gear. That cost him some spots on pit road.
Now, Steve, with the leader caught up in this, a lot of drivers were able to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, about 10 or 12.
Yeah, in particular, Bobby Labonte right here, the 18 car, Michael Waltrip, to 15 as well.
The best stop was that of Jeff Gordon, who comes out first.
They knew it was a good stop.
Oh, yeah, you come out, he's leading the race.
Now Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming out of his pit.
Yeah, the 30 car, I think he didn't really want to let Junior in front of him, but that wasn't very wise on the 30 car's part, Larry, because that wasn't necessary.
No, and I mean, this pit road is hardly not wide for 2 cars to run side by side, going down pit road beside each other.
Drivers who got back on the lead lap include Stacy Compton, Jeff Burton, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte.
Get caught up.
This crash collects our race leader. We're under caution at Dover.
June 18th, it's the season premiere of Son of the Beach, starring all your favorite reality and real TV stars.
Shazam!
Son of the Beach, season premiere June 18th at 10 on FX.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix?
Later, Georgia. Daytona. To go around that track. Oh, this is incredible.
Oh, my God, there's Tony Stewart.
Awesome.
I'll take you guys for a lap.
Oh, yeah. It's grabbing the corners.
Yeah,
sticking to the seat.
You guys want to take this one for a spin? I'm going to make them wet their pants.
Could you handle a Pontiac Grand Prix?
Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection in a wipe.
If you can unlock the secrets of nature, you can find miracles. At DuPont, we've been finding them for 200 years now. Miracles that have taken us from cold to warm, from then to now, and on to a safer, healthier world. DuPont, the miracles of science.
Long ago, when the gift of fire came to Earth, the first keepers of the flame emerged. They were the ones who nurtured it and preserved it, and they passed this learning along. And so, the tradition continues. The flame burns on, at least for another 10,000 years. Charbroil, keepers of the flame.
Call Beth and tell her how wonderful she is. Tell Amber how much fun you had. Explain Amber to Beth.
7-Eleven Verizon prepaid phone cards. Use them however you want.
Under caution, cleaning up the crash of Steve Park and Ryan Newman on the back straightaway. Newman was able to continue, but it collected up our leader, Mark Martin.
This is what I would call the perfect storm. Yes. Right here, you see these cars come off the corner. Now, you're going to see the 12 and the 1 come into front. Here they come. Now, look, they're up high. Here's Mark back here coming off of the corner. They got the outside blocked. You got cars going by Mark on the inside here. There's the M&M's car down there, Kenny. Now, we call this a self-cleaning track. So you would assume that that one car is going to go all the way to the bottom. But look at this. He locks up and stops right in front of Mark. And Mark had he couldn't go outside. He couldn't go inside. Right into the one car.
He was painted in a box.
Steve Burns.
And Mike, we've caught up with Steve Park. Steve, tell us what happened.
Look on TV, the 12 car just smacked right into the side of the Pennzoil car, and it's just a shame. We had a good car. With a car that we thought would run in the top 10, and, you know, just to have a rookie take us out is just unbelievable. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to be polite, and, you know, all you hear about is the young guns. I think they need to take a lesson from some of the old drivers, without doubt.
Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Well, Mark Martin has made 3 pit stops trying to have his crew repair the damage to the nose of that car. Crew Chief Ben Leslie has told him, take it fast into one of the corners, see what it's like. Mark did that, came back and said it's pushing. Nothing is dragging on the racetrack, but the aerodynamics are absolutely destroyed. Mark Martin out of the lead in the back of the pack as we come to green. Mike?
He is still on the lead lap, but now it's going to be 2 Chevys and 3 Dodges at the front of the field. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin, and Kyle Petty bring them down for the restart.
And they have a gauge in the car, some of the cars do, to tell him that the water system is still pressurized. And that's how he knew he didn't have any radiator damage.
For the first time on a restart, the leader had a lot of lap cars to contend with, just like the second through about the 10th place race car. All those lap cars to the inside. Yeah, Mark Martin has 2 problems. One, he's killed his front downforce because of the way the front end's tore up. The other thing is there's a box behind that front end that directs the air through the radiator, and I'm sure that radiator ductwork box is killed. So they will have to keep an eye on that water temperature in particular.
He is 28th, the last car on the lead lap, as a lot of drivers got back on the lead lap due to Martin's misfortune.
Yeah, well, what Mark will have to do now is feel his car out and see what it's doing.
Spencer dives to pit road, almost didn't make it.
Boy, that was... He just
black flagged on the restart.
He just about caught that barrier, those tires there at the end of the pit wall. It's easy to do here.
He was trying to hustle in there quickly so he wouldn't lose a lap on this penalty stop. Stop and go for Spencer. Off he goes. He's going to lose that lap before he gets up to speed.
Yeah, while he was penalized, NASCAR says when they give the 1 to go, everybody has to be in position by the time you get to turn 3, and he was still trying to get in line at turn 3.
Watch this, man. He comes down on the apron and you pick up a lot of sand, debris on your tires. baby.
And this is one of the most treacherous pit roads to try to get on because it starts down there in the middle of turn 4.
That's one of the times when you want to push the brake pedal harder, but you got to get off of it.
And right now, Jimmy's going to be 2 laps down because he had to run 35 miles an hour down pit road while these guys are out there running around this mile racetrack at a little over 24 seconds.
Kyle Petty being passed by Ricky Rudd puts one Ford in the top 5, along with 2 Chevys and 2 Dodges, those being Elliott and Sterling Marlin. So Kyle drops 1 spot to 6th. Let's go to his pit.
Today marks the 199 start since Kyle Petty's last win, which came right here at Dover on June 5th, 1995, and his car has really come to life. Stephen Lane, what have you guys done to the 45?
Well, on that first stop, we had to close the right front shock off just to slow the right front down, getting off into the corner. Other than that, just pull a little tape off, and it's been good all day. Hopefully we can run in the top 5 all day. Be a good birthday present for Kyle.
Kyle told me this morning, he said, we've kind of been like a Pac-Man, just slowly munching our way up, getting some consistency. The first 3 races this season, his average finish was 36. The last 9 average finishes, 17.
That's an impressive game, Matt.
Yeah, and you know, the question I have is Tony Stewart. Larry, he was up there in the top 10, had passed a lot of cars, got himself in great position. And what happened to him, Matt?
There is Stewart back behind Brett Bodine. Now, Brett is 1 lap down. Stewart is back in 23rd position.
Yeah, I mean, he started in 25th. He had worked his way into the top 10, and then after that pit stop under that last caution, he fell all the way back to almost 27th. And now, as you say, he's back up to 23rd.
That's the way this racetrack is. Your favorite driver's not doing good, go to the souvenir stand. By the time you get back, he's likely to be back in contention.
And I guarantee you, I got Matt finding out what happened to the 20 car. He'll let me know here as soon as he can. If he doesn't give out a breath getting to their pit.
Sterling is closing in on Bill Elliott for 3rd place. The point leader, who, as we've documented, had not a good weekend, and even this morning, questionable about his chances today. But he's found a high line he likes, and he's closing up on Bill Elliott for 3rd place.
I tell you what, when I'm not very good at a racetrack, I just wait till Sunday morning because I got notes from everybody out there. The driver goes on a reconnaissance mission, the crew chief does, the team does. By Sunday morning, you know what everybody's got. Pick one.
Right.
I mean, you talked about all the problems Sterling Martin has had qualifying here and in practice. They also had some inspection problems on Friday. The tail of the car was too wide.
I think first time in the top 10 for Dale Jarrett. Robert Yates, UPS Ford, in 10th place behind Elliott Sadler. And there's his serial scoring throughout the day.
Now the big brown truck in the ads has got flames on it, but I don't know why they don't put flames on that 88 car.
Well, all I know is the big blue truck with Lowe's on the hood. He's all over the rear bumper of his parked car owner, Jeff Gordon, at 24. We're going to have a battle for the lead here off turn 4 as they're side by side.
Not for long.
I wouldn't call that a battle.
I wouldn't either.
You know who owns that blue and silver car?
You do the math.
Yeah,
right. Sterling just climbed the hill and has fallen way back from Bill Elliott. He climbed the hill down in 3 and had himself a bit of a problem. Dropped back quite a bit. Okay, Matt Yoakum's had a chance to catch his breath. Matt, how about that 20?
Well, Mike, we're down here in the 20 pit. Tony Stewart back in 23rd. Greg Zippinelli, what's wrong with your race car?
It wasn't too bad. It just gave up too much on the long run. Felt like the back end was up by the racetrack. So we elected to give up track position early, pull some rubbers out of both rear springs, and see if we can't just get the back down in the racetrack a little bit more and get him that feel he's looking for, so we can get up through traffic here and stay out of trouble.
He has been Mr. Dover lately, winning 2 of the last 4. He led 405 laps back in 2000, but only 5 last year. He's trying to get that Dover feel back, DW.
I think they had to have some kind of power. They did something major because they had it in the pits so long.
But I mean, that just goes to show you how good these crews are on pit road. I mean, it don't take that long to pull a rubber out of a rear spring. They have a little handle on them. What they elected to do early in the race, go ahead and give that track position up. pull those rubbers out of both rear springs. It softens the rate of those springs. That way, under acceleration, it will have better forward bite. The rear wheels will hook up on the throttle off the corner.
And having won here and knowing what it takes to win here, now's the time to make the changes. Get the car right so you're good at the end of the day.
Talk about big changes. How about Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Darrell, he was almost lapped during the first long green flag run. Now he's up to 8th.
I think he just found it. I think he's adjusted his car, made it better. He's running a high line. Finally found a place where the car feels pretty good to him. He's going on.
Of course, he won the race here in September the last time the cars were here. You see the Fox tracks now. This is his interval to our leader, Jimmy Johnson, about 6 3/4 seconds. Not really shrinking, just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit.
I think this is a racetrack, Larry, and you know this, that you win the race in the pits. The team that can keep up with the changing racetrack conditions and adjust their car to those conditions is the teams that win here.
Aboard down in 3 and 4 here in 1 and 2. I mean, he's running at the top of the black. He's running higher than anybody. He's trying to create even another groove up there.
And the reason I say that is because all through the weekend you run right around the bottom. All of a sudden you're up in the middle of the racetrack, and before the day's over, you're up around the top of it. You've got to have a car that'll run everywhere.
But it looks like he's almost, because he's going up there, he's driving it in deep. He's hesitating a lot in the center of the corner, and that's why Elliott Sadler pulls up on him right there just past the center of the corner.
Now, I'll tell you who else has tried that high line is Sterling Marlin, especially down at the north end of the speedway, turns 1 and 2. But for Marlin, it's not working as well as it is, as he's about to be caught by Ricky Rudd. There's Rudd in the picture, and that's the battle for 4th place.
And I tell you, it's fun to drive a car up high like that. I mean, you sail it off in a corner, and it goes up there headed for the fence, and you bend the throttle, jerk that wheel to the left, and come off that corner. You say, man, I'm a race car driver.
Well, I tell you, a car that went from the pit house to the outhouse, our leader from a while ago, Mark Martin, in the 6th car, here in just about 15 laps. Leaders have already lapped him, so that just goes to show you how that little hit over there affected that race car. He's a lap down now.
Mark led 77 laps. Looked as if he was on a way to a repeat of his Charlotte victory, but got caught up in the misfortunes of Ryan Newman and Steve Park. Jimmy Johnson leads his teammate Jeff Gordon by 0.6 of a second. Bill Elliott, Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, the top 5.
Wow, Kenny sure is running fast. He must really be pumped. I bet you took some stacker, too. Nothing burns fat faster or gives you that extra boost of energy like the world's strongest fat burner.
Woo! Boys, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. Kenny, if you're here, then who's in there?
Rita?
Nothing's faster than Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner, now available in light.
If you like that, you should see me in the ring.
We saw the smoke.
Oh, well, how about a brat?
In Johnsonville, where there's smoke, there's brats.
John, Russ.
And around here,
Ooh, I like that one right there.
that's an open invitation.
Boy, the kids are getting big.
Johnsonville brats, always welcome.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Want happy employees? Help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. The Principal is the 401k leader, financial solutions for you and growing businesses. The Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
And if they left the body behind, they hurt.
Need to make a collect call? Oh, it's not scary if you use 1-800-CALL-ATT. Just dial down the center. It's 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
What a great story.
Thanks. Have you guys heard the one about phone hands? Ah! I'm going skinny dipping.
Really serious about fantasy racing? Then log on to America Online and go to NASCAR.com. Where else? The all-new NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
Welcome back to the MBNA Platinum 400. A quick recap. Matt Kenseth, who was on the pole and had to start 39th, moved all the way up inside the top 10. Todd Bodine taking out Joe Nemechek. His day finished. Then Steve Park and Ryan Newman slipping and sliding. And the leader at the time, Mark Martin, runs into Park. And after leading for 77 laps, is out of the picture. And in the picture, Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, as those two share the lead and battle for it right now. And if you need more NASCAR, check out Speed Channel tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 9 Pacific. NASCAR Inside Winston Cup with the guys that are living it every weekend. Michael Waltrip, Johnny Benson, Kenny Schrader, and your host Alan Bestwick. Then Wednesday, Winston Cup Wednesday, with a replay of this week's race. Exclusive interviews from the drivers' teams. To get Speed Channel, call 888-22-SPEED. That's 888-22-SPEED. Watching from the Hollywood Hotel, Chris Myers with Jeff Hammond and the Hendrick Motorsports. Jeff Gordon trying to end his streak, by the way, that's gone 20 races without a win, but he did win here, remember, last year and dominated, leading 381 laps.
Yeah, and the thing is right now, Chris, if I was Jimmy Johnson, I think I'd let my owner lead this thing. He knows how to pace himself, and that aggressive pace may not do Jimmy any good as far as this long run is concerned.
Well, let's relate it to last week. Jimmy led 263 laps at Lowe's Motor Speedway, but there were some other mistakes that may have cost him.
Well, again, inexperience. He is a rookie. He may have run some bush races, but this is Winston Cup, a whole different level. And sometimes a miscue can cost you a win, and I think that's what happened to him last week.
Speaking of the young gun, Steve Park, some harsh words for Ryan Newman, who he thinks created that, and then Mark Martin's wreck saying the young guns ought to let the veterans, or at least take a cue and learn a few lessons from the veterans. We'll see if Johnson does that with his owner, and there are some of the veterans. Ricky Rudd, Bill Elliott, their combined age, I think, is 240.
I'm not worried about their age. I'm more worried about their wins here at Dover, and those two guys know how to get the job done.
Ricky Rudd actually did start on the pole and has had success here. Let's go back upstairs.
Rudd's won here 4 times, Chris, more than any other track, and with 3 different car owners, Bud Moore, Rick Hendrick, and driving his own car. Jimmy Johnson is the 81st different driver to lead a race at Dover since the first Winston Cup race here in 1969.
There, I just had to slow down to keep it on the ground. It'll just chatter right on up the track.
No, I understand why you slow down, but I mean, you have no worries at all about blowing a right front. I mean, none. I might lie to you, but I'm not lying to you right now. How's that?
That's what I always told my crew chief. Lie to me, because that truth is killing me.
But Darrell, what Chad Canals, his crew chief, is trying to tell him there, and that's one thing that we always focused on here at Dover, is the right front tire. I mean, you run around here in 25 or 26 seconds. The right front tire is loaded about 2/3 of that lap. This is Chad Canals, Jimmy Johnson's crew chief right here. And if you can keep the car a little bit free, just a little bit, not loose, free, it takes the pressure off that right front tire. It's not building all that heat. So that's one good thing about keeping a car free here, or neutral.
And see, a rookie is not sure. Now, a veteran driver, he knows how far he's turning that steering wheel left. And if you're cranking that steering wheel around to the left pretty far, and you're coming up off that corner with that right front all bowed up under the car, that's when you might have a problem. Veterans know how far to turn that wheel.
Here's the 98 winner, Dale Jarrett, locked up in a battle now for 9th with Elliott Sadler in front of him and Robbie Gordon right behind.
You know, this is an impressive run for Robbie Gordon in that 31 car. I mean, he's only been here to Dover 1 time, and I mean, he's been right up here, right on the verge of top 10 the entire race.
He ran good last week. I thought he had a great run at Charlotte last week. I mean, for a guy that just come from Indianapolis, and I think he finished 16th last week, and he ran in the top 10 there for a while.
Right.
Pretty good run last week.
And I think that's one thing I semi-question about what Richard Childress is doing, because it's almost like the 31 team, Robbie Gordon, his crew chief Gil Martin, that team just starting to come together. Now they're all going to go away and go over to Kevin Harvick. I think the 29 team needed a change. I'm just not sure it needed to be from the 31 team.
Sometimes an owner, you know, pressure builds. Got 3 teams, neither one of them doing all that great. Pressure builds. Everybody's saying, you got to do something, you got to do something, when maybe he should have waited just a teeny bit longer. It's always, like I said, it's hard to sit on that hot stove and sweat ice water.
Jarrett moves to 9th, Gordon to 10th. Elliott Sadler has now been kicked back to 11th. 27 cars on the lead lap. Jimmy Johnson is leading. His mentor and car owner with Rick Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, right here, is in 2nd place. Steve Burns.
Well, Mike, let's check in with his crew chief, Robbie Loomis. Robbie, how does Jeff like that race car right now?
He's like the DuPont Chevrolet pretty well. This last run right here, the set of tires are a little bit tight right now. Let's see where it goes. Seems like a long run was real good. A real good drive off of the car.
Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Early on in this race, Dale Earnhardt Jr. drifted almost all the way back to the tail end. Right now, he's running ace. Tony Uri Sr., what have you done to the car to make it so much better?
Well, when the race started, he said the rear wheels actually felt like they had jumped off the racetrack. The car was real loose. He said he couldn't control it. There was no way he could run all day that way. We went drastic on it. Luke track bar halfway around, pulled the rubber out, we changed all the quick weight in the tires, and put light in. Now we're back to a little bit too far, got a little bit too tight, so then started to try to free it up a little bit. Plus, we had a good pit stop for a change. Last week, our guys were third and I was late. They did a good job today. We passed 4 cars on the pit road here, and I think we had a race.
Now, watch Earnhardt Jr. He's got the same car that he won here last fall.
Right now, his position matches his car number, Dick. Harry Gant would be proud of Matt Kenseth. Gant won here 3 times, always in September. And look at the line that Kenseth has been running at the south end of the track. Actually, there he was down about half a lane, but he's been right up near the Dover on the wall.
They are not up there quite in the Harry Gant groove yet, because you can still see some gray between the wall and the groove. When they get it right, they'll be right up against that Dover sign.
Gant also won the spring race once, but he was Mr. September.
He'd have probably won a whole lot more, but his old car was always duping on him.
Now, Matt Kenseth qualified on the pole, was fast in pre-qualifying practice, set on the pole, but the team decided to change engines. He's come from the back before this year, trying to do it again.
You know, we interviewed Robbie Loomis talking about the 24 car, and you heard Steve Burns back in our pre-race show, beginning of the race, talk about how many laps he led here back in the spring. A year ago, 381. One reason he likes his car also, this is the same car that he did that with, and it's picking right up where it left off a year ago.
Ricky Rudd works past Hut Strickland, and Rudd is closing on Jeff Gordon for second place. Mark Martin led 77 laps early, but now it is Jimmy Johnson out in front at Dover.
The shocking season finale that takes TV to a new level.
Throw your weapons!
The Shield season finale, Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Jimmy, let me handle this. Mark can be very persuasive.
No, Piggy, I want to do this my way. What? Dale, I know it's not that easy being you.
Oh, brother.
And I sure don't want to tell you what to do.
You're blowing it.
I believe we should all follow our own dream.
Oh, for the love of...
And that's why I think it'd be terrific if you just...
Just waste the truck, Jarrett!
Kelly Turner has 4 boys. They never stop eating. Each week she buys groceries with her Discover card.
Some people put milk on cereal.
So far, she's built up a cashback bonus award of over $180. Are you eating butter? It's money she could use for a nice vacation. Maybe without the boys. The Discover Card's new cashback bonus program, where you get paid for the things you buy anyway.
I think about Jess every day.
He used to call me like every 10 seconds.
I'd have to use my cell phone.
It's staticky.
We lose calls all the time, which wasn't great for long-distance romance.
So I signed up for AT&T Unlimited.
You can talk to any AT&T residential long-distance customer as long as you want for just $19.95 a month.
It's like we're right next to each other.
I've never had a relationship this long before. It's perfect.
I'm excited. He's excited. I mean, I would hope to think that I'd marry him. But I'm just taking it day by day.
Call 1-800-REACH-OUT.
At Rent-A-Center, you're already pre-approved.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So just come in, pick out whatever you want, and in most cases, it's delivered the same day. Stuff like furniture, computers, TVs.
Doggone remote.
And now, when you get select items during dollar days, you can add on another item for next to nothing. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest store. 1-800-205-2005 for Rent-A-Center.
Hey, I like this stuff.
Welcome back to the MBNA Platinum 400. 19 laps to halfway. Jimmy Johnson leading his Hendrick Motorsports teammate the defending Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon, who's looking for his first win of the year, while his rookie protege has already won. 9th place, Dale Jarrett. And Robbie Gordon has caught up to Earnhardt.
Having a pretty good go over here. 88-8 is. They're going to be 888 here in a minute.
Earnhardt Jr. in that car, he's running that high side, gets just a little better bite up on the straightaway, off the corner, up on that high side.
Just get a lot better run down the straightaway. You don't have to deal with that big transition from the banking up onto the straightaway.
Here in Michigan, Darrell, the tracks that come to mind where the high groove can be faster than the short way around.
It really can. And again, it's because it lines you up so much better with the straightaway. You're up there high, you get a good look at the straightaway, and you're backing the throttle a lot quicker coming off. Looks ugly in the middle of the corner because the guy will drive all the way up beside of you, but boy, coming off, that's where it pays off.
And they don't put that finish line in the middle of the corner.
No. DJ gave Junior, he gave him a little wake-up call there. He said, now either go on or get out of the way. So Junior said, I'll go on.
It was almost like through that corner we had Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the high side, Dale Jarrett in 88 behind him about the middle of the racetrack, and Robbie Gordon in the 31. He was so low you couldn't even see him. Look, he's all the way at the bottom of the racetrack here.
Short way around.
And that's the difference in how the cars are handling. You just got to find a place where your car will feel pretty good and you can use the throttle as much as possible.
And that's why this track is sold out.
Yeah.
You get to see so many different lines and so many different races within the race here.
You can go in these corners. You can be 3 or 4 wide in the middle of the corner, but you can only be about 2 wide coming off.
Here you saw that group go by Mark Martin, the 6 car.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, sitting on the front porch, talking to JJ.
Now, I've got to ask you, Darrell, you're Jimmy Johnson, you got a 2-second lead. Is this boring to be out there and just, you got a big lead? What are you going to do but put on laps and put on laps?
He's a young guy. This is a whole new deal for him. It ain't boring, I promise you.
Okay.
Guys, one of the men that's really having an outstanding run here today is that 55 car, Bobby Hamilton. Started back there about 19th and slowly but surely, 13th that is, and climbed his way up here to 6th and putting a lot of pressure on our point leader, Sterling Marlin. As a matter of fact, he's making the pass right now. Got a really good-looking race car. The car looks like it's working really good through the middle of the corner, and this is a great run from Bobby.
Yeah, it is, Jeff. I watched him a long time early on in the race, and he was really, really good right around the inside of the racetrack.
I mean, that's still where he's at, is right on the bottom. We see the telemetry here down to about 7,200 in the middle of 1 and 2, about 5 1/4 seconds behind our leader, up to about 8,800.
Boy, he's so quick through the middle right there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's around the bottom, right around the bottom. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry Mack, the sleeper today, might well be that 55 car. On his first stop, they made a wedge adjustment. Since they haven't touched it on his last stop, all he called for was 4 tires. He's slowly creeping his way up. He didn't lead at all here last year, but he started almost the same place. He started 17th last fall and finished 10th. He's slowly working his way up. He could be a factor before the day is over.
Oh, I guarantee you, Matt. And what's good, I think being back with his crew chief from last year, Jimmy Elledge, coming back on board after being at the 88 car at the beginning of the year, it's almost like they're starting to come together again.
And I totally disagree with Matt. He's not slowly creeping up. He is coming in a hurry.
Ward Burton on pit road.
And this is about 20 laps early than what we probably see most of our leaders come to pit road, but Ward has been wrestling that Caterpillar Dodge all day long.
Yeah, this may not be for tires and fuel. This may be for a little driver relief. Just give him something to drink and cool him off.
Steve Burns.
Mike, we just heard Jeff Gordon radio into Robbie Loomis. He said, I've got the worst push I've had all day. Robbie Loomis said 10-4. We'll fix you up when you stop here in just a little bit.
Yeah, Steve, I think this is when this racetrack really starts to get rubbered down on the racetrack, and the more rubber that gets down, like most everywhere we race, even though it's concrete, the car will push worse, turn a lot less.
Plus, with cars running everywhere, the whole track gets rubber on it now.
Ward Burton's back on the speedway. Matt, what was the problem?
Mike, I talked to his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin Jr. He said Ward wanted some tires and wanted them soon, so we brought him in.
That's why I say that was a driver request right there. I'm coming in, I'm coming in now.
7 laps from halfway on the Monster Mile, with Jeff Gordon trailing Jimmy Johnson by 3.4 seconds.
Will Smith stars in Independence Day, Tuesday, followed by the season finale of The Shield at 10 on FX.
Wherever you choose to travel in the totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, and no matter how unfriendly the traffic gets, you will be surrounded by the protection of dual front airbags, plus the only safety canopy system available in a full-size SUV. The totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, because safety should have no boundaries.
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, Fram.
Guess they're not home.
Mom? Hit it. Dad? You'll find any excuse to go out back for our perfectly grilled shrimp and fresh Atlantic salmon.
Son! You're breaking up.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
To show just how important Haviland motor oil is to engines, right before this critical time trial, we secretly removed every drop of Haviland oil from Ricky Rudd's 800 horsepower engine. Let's see how he does. Yikes. Further proof that racers like Ricky Rudd can't do without the protection of Haviland. Hey!
Give it your all.
Oh!
Give it Haviland.
I didn't know!
We're here to see how the Dremel Advantage rotary saw outcuts its competition. With its variable speed and powerful motor, it'll blast through materials like wood and tile, yet smoothly handle plexiglass, laminate, even drywall. The Dremel Advantage.
2 laps to halfway. Jimmy Johnson now leading by 3.8 seconds. One of our Fast 5 qualifiers having a problem. Kurt Busch cut down a right front tire and has made a pit stop just a little bit early for scheduled stops.
Yeah, but it felt right. It's a pretty good time to make one, Larry, because it's not that much early, maybe 10 laps or so, and he did have a right front down.
No, I mean, we're within about a 10 to 15 lap window when all the leaders are going to be on pit road. The downside, should the caution come out before all the leaders come, then you're going to be sitting there 2 laps down.
So it's 2 Chevys and then the Ford of Ricky Rudd, who actually took the green flag in the pole position. Bobby Hamilton has climbed up to 4th place. Let's check with Steve.
Hey, Mike, Ricky Rudd riding in that 3rd position. He just radioed in and told his crew he's going to try to get around Jeff Gordon before the pit stop because he's pitting just in front of the 24 car on pit road and wants an easier shot into his pits.
I mean, Steve, Darrell, we talk about that so much, and if you can coordinate that on a green flag stop, it's beneficial for both race teams.
Yeah, we got a car slow down here in the middle of 1 and 2. That's Brett Bodine. I think he's going to get down out of the way.
And here's the best battle on the racetrack, Darrell. Casey Atwood just worked his way past Robbie Gordon, and Mike Skinner has caught that bunch as well.
Brett Bodine, I think he may have had a tire go down. I couldn't tell. He took off up the track as if something like a tire. These long green flag runs, if you're going to have some tire problems, they're going to start showing up.
Mark Martin led 77 laps early, but you see the damage as he got collected up in a crash between Ryan Newman and Steve Park.
That was a pretty car about 100 laps ago, and that thing's ugly now.
And he looked like he was definitely on track to win 2 in a row, no doubt. Jimmy Johnson, he's about 4.4 seconds out front of his teammate, Jeff Gordon.
Brett Bodine, flat right front tire. Now that's 2 in a row here. And like I say, we're in that pit window. Tires are hot. If you run over anything much at all right now, they're worn. You can cut one down.
And Kyle Petty backing up. He's now dropped out of the top 10.
You know, Jeff, we always do it. I know Darrell rolls his eyes back in his head. He don't want to hear nothing about it because we're just about 4 laps past halfway. But all the leaders were on pit road at lap 126. If we can run the minimum of that fuel window, which is 85 laps, that means somewhere around 211 we have to be in. At 211, that's going to be tough to make it on one more stop. We have to run 95 laps and 94 laps. So this would be the run. I want to stretch it as far as I probably can, but I don't want to run out of fuel.
Yeah, and the one thing, Larry, that bothers me about that is these cars that everybody seems to have a really low gear. They're really working the motors hard, turn them 9,000 RPM. That burns a lot of fuel.
Darrell, you're exactly right. This year at Dover, I think the guys are running more gear than ever before, and that's definitely going to affect your fuel mileage. And again, the other thing is NASCAR has really gotten real strict on the fuel cell size, which again, you keep talking about the best way to go farther on fuel is have more than anybody else, and that's also a factor this year. So I really look for these guys to come to pit road and have to make another stop before the end of this race. So it's going to make it real interesting who gets the best breaks as far as getting as far as you can, getting on and off pit road. It's going to become strategy and pit crews before the end of the day.
It makes this a difficult time of the race for drivers and spotters because some of the cars that were slower earlier in the race suddenly have new tires and they come firing out of the pits like Superman, and they're fast.
Yeah, and you got new tires on, you're coming down the back straightaway, and some guy decides he's going to pit right up the middle of 3 and 4. You're closing at about 25 mile an hour faster. You run into the back of him.
Kyle Petty in the 45 car been running in the top 10 here. He's on pit road. He's one of the first leaders to come to pit road.
Yeah, he was backing up, Larry. He needed to come to pit road. Matt.
Well, DW, I spoke with his crew chief, Stephen Lane. He told me he would have liked to have kept Kyle out there to about lap 220, but he just felt like he couldn't because they were starting to lose too much time. As Kyle slowly creeps into his pit, Stephen Lane told me they were going to make an air pressure adjustment, try to open up the stagger a little bit, half a pound in the right rear to try to help fix Kyle's tight in the middle. As the guys come around to the left side of the car, remember we told you the last time Kyle Petty went to victory lane and Winston Cup competition was right here in Dover, and he is good to go.
His Petty teammate John Andretti in and out as Mike Skinner is having a strong run here today, and Robbie Gordon duke it out.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Skinner picking up that new crew chief last week, Chris Carrier. Now, Scott Eggleston, who was his crew chief, still on board as a team manager. But I just think Mike and Chris Carrier will come together and gel because they worked with each other on Andy Petrie's Busch car before.
And I got to tell you something about Robbie Gordon. I do believe this is going to play out in the end. He stays with this team long enough. They get a handle on Robbie Gordon, get control of his emotions. He can drive a race car. We all know that. I think if they get him in the right environment, he could be somebody to deal with before the year's over with.
I think he's the closest thing we have to Tim Richmond in Winston Cup racing today.
I mean, I love Robbie. He's a good guy. He just needs to get control of his
See, Mike Skinner, he's waving his hand. He's whizzing the car. He's out of fuel right here on the backstretch. He was waving his hand, trying to tell these guys, hey, I need to get to pit road.
Hey, 4 tires of fuel, no adjustment. 400.
Jeremy Mayfield is in, and so is Nadeau.
Right now, I'm coasting right now. Eager to it. Pull in, pull in. Hold the brake, hold the wheel straight.
Green flag pit stop.
Told him he was coasting. He was out of fuel. The motor was not running.
And Larry, just like you said, I think these guys were trying to work that pit strategy, get into that window, but that's what can bite you right there.
And with the straightaways even being banked here, with the pickup, the fuel pickup over in the right rear corner, the fuel even runs away from the pickup on the straightaways being banked 9 degrees.
One thing I noticed on Mike Skinner's car, guys, when he came in out of fuel.
Oh, trouble. Kenseth in the wall between 3 and 4.
No caution.
And he's trying to get to pit road, but he's cut a tire down.
Yeah, he'll make it to pit road. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lick right there.
Oh, he's killed the right front.
And it's another right front, I believe. I tell you something.
Up on the right side, we'll look at the damage then.
Yeah, you got a lot of damage, bud.
Bobby Labonte in the 18 car, he got his lap back, but what a tough break for people like Mike Skinner, Kyle Petty in particular, that already made their green flag stop.
And this is what you hope for when you're staying out there that other lap or two. Get that caution at somebody else's expense. But I'm worried. That's the third right front I've seen in the last 10 or so laps go down.
And our number 2 point man, Matt Kenseth, has gone to the garage. Tough day for Roush Racing. Mark Martin swept up in somebody else's crash, and look what happens to Matt Kenseth here.
Going into turn 3, I mean, he was in there
was a hard lick. When you hit the wall here, you hit it a ton.
Just about the time he was going to turn into the corner, right front tire went down, and into the wall he goes.
From Elliott Sadler.
There he goes. Bam, right there.
When you blow a right front tire,
baby, that hurts.
You turn the wheel all you want, it's going to go straight.
Picks up speed.
Leaders of the pit road.
Dick Berggren.
Sterling Martin started this race in 27th position. He has worked his way all the way up to 5th prior to this round of pit stops. They're going to take a round in the left rear, and that's all they're going to do to this race car. And let's go to Matt.
Leader and rookie Jimmy Johnson, who took over the lead on lap 145. He said the car began to get a little loose on lap 153. But they're not going to make any chassis adjustments as the jack man and 7th grade school teacher Chris Sanderson drops the jack to Steve Burns.
Well, Jeff Gordon did get a chassis adjustment, Matt. They took 4 tires, 1 round in the right rear. He said he picked up a very bad push. The track has gotten extremely tight.
I tell you guys, the rookie driver's doing his job on pit road. That rookie pit crew, Jimmy Johnson, 48 car, they did the job as well.
55 car over there, he come in running 4th, and he killed the engine. They couldn't get it started. They had to push him out. Finally got it fired. Oh, Jimmy Johnson he's just got so much confidence. That whole team does. They can't do anything wrong. Only thing you can do wrong is, yeah, the game. You looking good, baby. You had flames on that 48 car. I'm telling how fast you could.
See a little celebration here.
You hot, you hot. There they are. 7 guys that do the job for Jimmy Johnson on pit road every time he comes in for 4 tires and fuel.
Scott Riggs on winning the Pepsi 300.
Because once is not enough.
And what he intends to do about it.
Going for 2.
For the first time under the lights, the NASCAR Busch Series Inside Tracks 300 presented by Metrex.
June 8th, I'll be back.
June 7th and 8th, NASCAR All-Pro Sunbelt Reynolds 125. And the Inside Tracks 300 with special pre-race concert from John Michael Montgomery at Nashville Super Speedway.
It's even better with the lights on.
The NASCAR Busch Inside Tracks 300 presented by Metrex, June 8th. Call now.
Supercharge your internet experience with Cox High-Speed Internet.
Shopping for Mom's birthday present took me literally minutes.
Speed, convenience, and now super savings.
I can search stuff so fast now, almost a breeze.
Being able to talk on the phone and surf the net with a friend at the same time has been great.
Call today and get 50% off your first month of service. And connect for as little as $9.95 if you qualify for our new Fast Connect self-install option. Call 222-4663 Southside or 224-4663 on the Peninsula.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Get $1,000 to $3,000 cash back or 1.9% APR on new 2002 GMC. See dealer for restrictions. Upgrade to professional grade. See the pros at your Hampton Roads, Carolina GMC dealers.
Monday, you get all the furniture you ever wanted, and Haynes gets nothing. You get the state's largest selection of brand name furniture on sale, and Haynes gets nothing. Cause Monday starts with no money down. Then you pay no interest. Best of all, you don't even make a single payment for the next year. You get everything. Haynes gets nothing. But this is the last chance you have to get it. Want to get all new furniture and pay nothing for the next year? Better get to Haynes by 9 p.m. Monday.
Fox tonight. 5 single women head north to find a man to marry.
I would move anywhere for love.
Bachelorettes in Alaska. Tonight on Fox.
Matt Kenseth came into Dover on the verge of perhaps becoming only the 61st driver to ever lead the Winston Cup point standings. That will have to wait for another day. A lot of damage to the right front of the DeWalt Ford. Jeff Hammond.
Guys, we were starting to talk this before that problem with Matt Kenseth. Mike Skinner came down pit road and was out of gas. So what they did, they got the 4 tires changed, got him full of gas, but before the car could get cranked, they actually stuck a can of ether down inside the cowl area on a pole and got the car to refire itself. If you look at coming in, you'll see it right here There it is. And they're actually putting ether in there to help the car crank up. It got him refired and on his way. Unfortunately, the caution did put him 2 laps down, but he's got a very good car here today. Maybe he can get those 2 laps back. Matt Yoakum, I think you're with Matt Kenseth.
That's actually Steve down here. We've just caught up. He's talking to Robbie Reiser. Team hard at work. Matt, what happened?
We just blew right front tire. You know, it's just a product of Dover. You have that happen once in a while. I didn't think we were overly aggressive, you know, on air pressure or camber, and my car was extremely on the loose side. So I was surprised as anybody we blew on as loose as we were, but just a bad break. We had to come from the back. We had to run hard all day, and just bad luck.
Matt, you came in here second in points. Can you get the car back on the racetrack?
I don't know. I think we could get it back out, but it's a long ways to make it out there. So we're probably 100 laps away from getting it out. So if there's not a big wreck or something like that, I don't know if we'll make it back out or not.
Jimmy Johnson leads Jeff Gordon, Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Dale Jarrett on the restart. Jerry Nadeau on the left of your screen tried to get a lap back from the leader, not successful.
Man, there was a big gaggle of them right there down in turn 1. The 73 car is just kind of caught in the middle there, and he can't get out of people's way.
And, Darrell, we certainly hope it don't happen, but it happens a lot at Dover. Cautions breed caution.
Yeah, and watch this, Larry. Down on that restart, the 73 car, he gets shoved up just a little bit here, and, man, all of a sudden, here they come. What do I do now? What's the spotter saying when that's happening?
Hold your position.
Right.
That's Tony Raines making his first Winston Cup start here this afternoon.
About all you can tell a driver in a case like that is hold your line.
And he did. He's given a good account of himself in his Winston Cup debut.
Look at Jimmy Johnson, though, on that 48 car. He's already pulled out almost a second lead here with Jeff Gordon in the 24. Of course, he's having to battle Jerry Nadeau in the 10, who right now is 3 laps down.
Yeah, that 48 car don't need anything, baby. It's just out of here.
Now, Bobby Hamilton was up among the front 5. Yeah. Now he finds himself in 16th position. Matt, what happened?
Well, Mike will check in with his crew chief, Jimmy Alledge. Jimmy, what happened?
Well, we were about a lap away from pitting anyway, and the caution come out and riding around here with the banking on the straightaway like it is. The fuel running right from the pickup and the thing run out of gas. So by the time we got to pit road, it was out of gas. And had a good pit stop, but no fuel. So we had to push it off. We've got a really good car, and I want to thank all the guys in the motor shop. They really stepped it up and worked really hard to give us a good piece this weekend. Bobby's doing a good job. Pit crew's doing good. If we just keep it full of gas and don't make no more dumb mistakes, we'll get back up there.
He was 10th here last fall. Bobby Hamilton Sr. was. His best finish here, Mike, was a second back in 1995, the fall race.
And the most disgusting feeling for a crew chief is to have something like that happen, because you know what? He just beat himself. And now competition.
And now Hamilton's got to fight his way up from the back, as so many drivers have already done today.
That last shot we just saw, you saw Ward Burton in the 22 car pulling out of the garage. Matt Yoakum was telling me while we were break, running so bad, they decided to do a little mini test session. Let's go to the garage, change front springs, front shocks. Let's see if we can learn something, because we have to come back here in September.
This joint will do that to you. You can be so bad here that you don't even want to go on the racetrack. You're going to have to do something to this car, or I'm parking it.
Let's add that Dick Trickle's car has gone to the garage, joining Joe Nemechek, while Steve Park, who was involved in that lap 124 crash with Ryan Newman, has repaired his Chevrolet, and he's back out on the track.
Yeah, and Ward Burton, he's not had very much luck at this racetrack. He's never even had a top 5 finish. So, again, if they can find out something today, then they can use it for the future.
And see, a lot of people don't like to come here and test, because you really don't get a good test here until the rubber gets down on the racetrack. Well, if you're here by yourself, all you do is wear out tires. Today, race conditions, great time to try things.
2 seconds. That's the margin from Jimmy Johnson to Jeff Gordon, then Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, and in 5th, Dale Jarrett.
Still there.
Dick Berggren.
Still there.
Well, Jarrett started in 31st spot, Mike, and he has soldiers his way toward the front all day long. This morning, Garth Finley, his engineer, and Doug Yates, his engine builder, and I had conversation, and both those guys were incredibly optimistic. They said that at Charlotte for the last 2 weeks, weeks, the cars just weren't right, but they were very confident of today. And today I just talked to Todd Parrott, his crew chief, and Parrott sort of winked at me and said that they're going to make little tiny changes on it from here until the end of the race. DJ's got a chance to win this in car number 88.
Yeah, Dick, he likes this race car. This is the same car that he was on both poles for last year. I tell you, a car that has crept up there racing in the top 10. Jeff Burton in that 99 car. We got a battle for second right here, though, with Ricky Rudd in the 28, Jeff Gordon in the 24, and, of course, Kyle Petty in the 45, making that scheduled green flag stop, but the caution flag bit him. He's up there trying to get back with these guys, maybe catch that caution, get one of those laps back. But I was talking about Jeff Burton. He started in 33rd. He was on the verge of going a lap down earlier. He has fought his way back to 8th position in that 99 car.
He was a lap down, Larry. Yeah, he got it back when Mark Martin
crashed on the backstretch.
Boy, got a heck of a battle for second. But Ricky just gets down under Jeff, but it's so hard to make that pass. Right here, coming off, Jeff's got to give him the line, got to give him some room, or all Ricky can do is back out, and Jeff beats him down the straightaway.
Speaking of back, Earnhardt Jr. is backing up.
Yeah,
restart. He's fallen back about.
He looks like he did earlier in the day.
Now, just a lap or so ago.
Oh my goodness.
Spencer, that is, just in front of Earnhardt.
That could have damaged the nose on that car, and I don't know. Maybe we can get a look at it, Larry, and see if it hurt it.
And there's that hand. We've seen that finger before pointed out the window.
Yeah.
Jarrett trying it underneath Sterling Marlin. 4th place.
I've had a Earnhardt do that to me many times.
He just lost another position to Jeff Green, so he's back to 17th now.
Car looks okay. It's just real loose.
Kevin Schrader goes fast. Schrader not on the lead lap as Jimmy Johnson now leads teammate Jeff Gordon by 2.3 seconds.
Le peloton entre dans la ville, ils ne sont plus très loin de la ligne d'arrivée. Deux grands champions Bornet, Stifel se battent l'un contre l'autre. Ils sont en tête, mais qui va gagner? Bornet, Stifel, Bornet, c'est très indécis. Ah, ça y est, la ligne d'arrivée est en vue. Gordon à côté de l'autre. Je n'ai jamais vu une course aussi excitante. Gordon! Mais c'est Jeff Gordon! Jeff Gordon dans sa Chevrolet! Gordon est champion!
Chevy Monte Carlo. Wherever there's a winner's circle, we'll be there.
Stuffed crust. Stuffed crust. Cheese stuff. I want your stuffed crust. Who the cheese? You the cheese.
Don't tell me the pizza delivery guy saw you like that.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
New cheese stuffed crust pizza. So much cheese in the crust, it's hard to believe it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno. Tuesday.
Officer down!
It's the heart-stopping season finale of The Shield, a city out of control,
When the units responded, they opened fire.
a precinct under siege.
I want a shot at the son of a bitch who did this.
By day's end, one of these cops will be taken down, and his life will change forever. The season finale that takes TV to the limit.
Throw your weapon!
The Shield season finale, Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
We had the best seat in the house. This is on the back straightaway, the Dover Downs Hotel and Convention Center.
And that's the Joy family there.
Yep, Scott, who just turned 3, has all his race cars lined up on the windowsill, and Katie is 22 months, and they're up there with her mom, up on the top floor, having a great view of the Speedway.
That's a wonderful hotel.
And now that we've shown that, I'll bet we'll never be able to book that room again.
What a beautiful facility, though. I mean, we did our trackside show on Speed Channel on Friday night there. It's just awesome. Reminds you of a big hotel in Las Vegas.
Watch this race right here, guys. That 24 and that 28 are just wearing each other out. Ricky has gotten down under Jeff a dozen times, but he can't close the deal. And it looks to me like that Ricky's going to get a little irritated here in a minute.
Of course, Kyle Petty in the 45 car, we talked just a few minutes ago, he's 2 laps down because of that green flag stop. And I believe he's actually faster than these guys, but he don't know which way to go behind them.
Now watch right here. Right there. That's what Ricky's been trying to do, is slide up in front of Jeff. And, you know, I'm surprised that Jeff didn't give him that line and let him go on, because Ricky seems to be a little quicker.
All right, now make a note. As Rudd completes the pass, he is 3.5 seconds behind Jimmy Johnson. Let's see if he can close in on the race leader.
Of course, Kurt Busch right there in 97 car, another car that made a green flag stop before that caution. He's up there 2 laps down. We'll look at the Fox tracks now. We'll watch the interval to our leader, Jimmy Johnson. This is on Ricky Rudd. There he sits about 3.8 seconds, and he's closing now that he's finally don't have to race Jeff Gordon now. I mean, he's taking a big chunk out of Jimmy Johnson's lead right here.
And that may be why Jeff Gordon was racing Ricky so hard. He knows he's fast. He's going to go up there and pass his car.
Our boys in the pits tell me that Mark Martin, he was just on pit road. Finally, that thing started losing water pressure. I mean, you just knew it was probably only a matter of time for that much damage to the front end. 4th place, Sterling Marlin, Dale Jarrett. There's Jarrett on the bottom of Marlin. And they've caught Gordon.
See that he got that big run off of turn 2 over there on the outside, and around him he goes. Sterling's car just keeps getting better and better and better.
Now Mike Skinner is right with that group, but he was one of those cars that pitted just before the caution and lost 2 laps in the process.
And that's one thing I can say about that 40 car, Larry, and you know this, week in and week out, that is the most consistent race car on race day that's in the field. And you don't burn them up on qualifying day, only one top 10 start all year long. But I think I saw them struggle here more than anything that they have all year long this week, practice and all. But they fixed it. Yes, they have. Whoa. Whoa now, baby. Whoa now, baby.
Back there, clear, no pressure.
That's what happens when you run that high line. Every now and then you miss it.
There.
She goes up there and she don't stop.
Same song, second verse.
Looking inside. You're behind if you need it. They're all around, nice and smooth.
You know, Bill Elliott's made a good. I mean, he's hanging in there in the top. He's 5th right now. He's been in the top 5, 6 all day long. Started on the outside pole.
Now, was there contact here?
No. Sterling just drove it in there, got the back end, hung out a little bit, had to chase it up the track. Good job of saving it. That's what you call loose end.
Yes.
And I don't have to tell you which end either.
Bobby Labonte's had an up and down day, got himself lapped, now has himself back on the lead lap. Matt?
Well, Mike, for the second time today, Bobby Labonte was a fortunate recipient of the caution flag. After gaining a lap back when Mark Martin made contact with Steve Hart, Labonte radioed the crew and said, maybe we finally have some luck going our way. And then when he was able to gain a lap back after the latest caution, he knew it wasn't luck. It was a gift from Jimmy Johnson. He radioed in and told crew chief Jimmy Maycar, tell Jimmy Johnson thanks, and I owe him dinner, a steak dinner. To Dick Berggren.
Mark Martin, who led much of the early laps of this race, right now is behind pit wall. He did lose water pressure. The reason for that, the radiator cap had to come off. But they've got lots of problems under the hood of this car, and they're going at it with a bunch of sawzall, trying to get the radiator pulled back. Mark will be here for a while, but he did tell the crew that the engine is okay, so they're going to try to fix things and get Mark Martin back out on the speedway, albeit many laps down. Mike?
Jack Roush's first weekend back at the track. Matt Kenseth wins the pole. Mark Martin leads 77 laps. It's all kind of been downhill from there.
And Greg Biffle won the race yesterday. That's right. Jack was in victory circle. Jack's probably saying, they're not going to let me come back anymore.
But there you see people continue to tell Jack Roush, and it is great to see you back at the racetrack, Jack.
Martin behind the wall. Kenseth has had to come from the back, as has Kurt Busch. Meanwhile, Dale Jarrett up to 3rd and on the move.
They're going to attack. They'll come. Will Smith stars in Independence Day, Tuesday, followed by the season finale of The Shield at 10 on FX.
So what happened? I don't know what happened. I have no idea why she dumped me. I always treated her right. Yes, I did. I did, didn't I? Yes, you did. I did. You did. She's insane. Man, I don't even know what you saw in her. I mean, I would never go out with her. Oh, I know. She'll come crawling back. Don't worry. You guys need a bud. Thanks.
The
these people sure think this is a great tire event we have going.
With tires for compact and full-size cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, this is great, Manny.
I think it's great because we have great prices on Futura tires.
I think it's because we have great 35, 40, 55, even 80,000-mile warranties.
Guys, it's because I'm offering 6 months same-as cash on purchases of $299 or more on a Pep Boys credit card.
Helping people get tires makes me feel, I don't know.
Let me guess, Manny. Great Pep Boys. We're car people.
At Aaron's, it always costs less, a whole lot less. Take this giant 52-inch big screen TV with picture-in-picture. At Rent-A-Center, it's $135.96 a month for 30 months. But don't be fooled, do the math. That's over $4,078. At Aaron's, it's $99.99 a month for 24 months. So you save over $1,439 and you own it 6 months sooner. You're automatically pre-approved, you don't need credit, and you get the guaranteed lowest price. So why pay more? Do the math. Call Aaron's.
Americans love power. And they love their high-performance Briggs & Stratton engines. That's why just about every neighborhood in America is a Briggs & Stratton neighborhood. Briggs & Stratton. The power that works for you.
Now look at that panel at the top of your screen. The young guns are down to 1, and right behind Jimmy Johnson, there's a whole lot of experience here.
That's a blazing gun in the front. That's some smoking guns behind it. Do you know what they say about youth and old age?
No, what?
I thought you knew. I'm not going to lead you again like that.
Well,
it's old, what is it?
Old age and treachery.
Okay, there you go.
Youth and exuberance.
There we go.
Okay.
People in our truck tell us that they're hearing that Sterling Marlin is complaining about being loose in, and you cannot be loose in. You carry so much speed getting in the corner here. If you're loose in, it throws the whole corner off.
Well, we saw him loose in. when he was in front of Dale Jarrett there, the back end of that thing jumped out on him. He made his tires mad. I think he had to back up a little bit, let him cool down.
Marlin is now 6th, and I think he's about to be 7th. Robbie Gordon has caught him.
Robbie Gordon thinks it's a piece of cake after last weekend. 1,100 miles last weekend coming to Dover. It's fun.
Now, you saw Scott a little bit ago, had to have Robbie Gordon. Dad, we don't have Robbie Gordon. Tell me why a $4 die-cast car has to cost $14 at the racetrack.
We don't have time for me to tell you why, but it's because there's a lot of people involved.
Well, he now has Robbie Gordon.
He not only has Robbie Gordon, but he has Casey Atwood in that 7 car. I know I've talked about this the last few weeks, but Tony Furr moving over to this race car about a month ago from the 25 car where Jerry Nadeau was. I just think it's given Casey Atwood that confidence that he lost at the end of the year when Ray Evernham moved him to this 7 car.
Casey Atwood can drive a race car. We saw that at the end of last year. And all he needs to be is in the right environment with the right kind of leadership. Ray's there for him. I think Casey's feeling really good about himself and that team right now.
And he won a Busch race here a couple of years ago.
And then you have an experienced crew chief with a young driver.
Jeff Burton in that 99 car, you want to talk about some experience. He's had pretty much an up and down day, as we talked about. Went a lap down earlier, got it back when his teammate wrecked on the backstretch, Mark Martin. And here he's up here battling these guys. And this, once again, is a battle for 7th position between these 3 cars.
He's actually caught those guys as they race each other. It's kind of slowed them up a little bit and allowed him to close.
Tony Stewart rounds out the top 10. He's 13 seconds off the lead. He's got Rusty Wallace 1 second behind him, and then Wallace's teammate Ryan Newman.
Hey, what a record this guy has here, though. 6 Dover races, 2 wins, led a lap in all 6 races, average finish 3.3. That's pretty phenomenal.
That's big. Mr. Newman has had, many drivers here have had an up and down day. As Bobby Hamilton closes up on Ryan Newman. That's the battle for 12th place.
Yeah, Bobby's working his way back slowly. He's picked off several cars. He's up to Newman now. Yeah, Newman's he's been all over the place. He's been all over the map, as they say. But,
all weekend.
All weekend.
Yeah, I mean, again, wrecked in qualifying, had to go to a backup car, was involved in a wreck with Steve Park on the backstretch, had sucked in our leader, Mark Martin. Now he's up here battling in 12th position.
Fourth place is about to get busy. Jeff Gordon has been caught by Bill Elliott and the lap car of Mike Skinner.
I think Bill's liking his car right now, Larry. It's just been getting, it looks like it's just getting better and better for him.
It looks like what he's doing, Darrell, he jumps back to the throttle. He makes a lunge on Jeff Gordon, but it's almost like the car won't quite take it, and he has to pedal just a little bit, back off that throttle just a little bit.
That's okay, as long as you can get it wide open somewhere.
Let's look at the top 5 spots in terms of experience and in terms of winning in Winston Cup. Jimmy Johnson is our leader. He has 1 win already in his rookie season, but right behind him, there's over 140 wins in those next 4 positions.
That's impressive.
And what? 6 Winston Cup championships as well. Jimmy Johnson continues to lead at Dover.
Sure, you like NASCAR, but have you got it bad? In slow traffic, do you make sure to keep your tires warm? Do you take every opportunity to celebrate the name of your favorite driver? Come on. How bad have you got it?
You get used to it.
Start your engines. The all-new Motor World is going to bring on the need for speed. The new management is souped up and supercharged Motor World to bring you 8 tracks, 14 different types of karts, and more race time than ever. Motor World is fun for the whole family with everything from 2-seater Grand Prix to kiddie karts for ages 3 and up, shipwreck golf, and other attractions. Call 422-6419 and reserve space now for your next gathering or party. Motor World is more than entertainment. It's heart-pounding excitement. Motor World is 1.5 miles south of Rudy Inlet on General Booth Boulevard. Look for Humongous, the 40-foot gorilla.
Tonight, 5 single women head north to find a man to marry.
I would move anywhere for love.
Bachelorettes in Alaska, tonight on Fox.
Jimmy Johnson.
Johnson has won the first 2 segments.
A total of 10 cars will be inverted for the final 20 laps.
Jimmy Johnson goes all the way back to 10th.
Jimmy Johnson, as he makes it back to 5th.
There is Jimmy Johnson, our pole sitter.
Jimmy Johnson continues to lead and has led most of the laps.
The rookie dominating here in Charlotte.
He's got to back up. He's got to back up the car. This is going to be costly for Jimmy Johnson. The first mistake of the day.
Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car, he's back in the lead.
Whoa.
No. Stay up there. Stay up there.
Caution is out.
Jimmy Johnson needed to back up about 1.5 feet in his pit stop.
He went from about 1st to 10th.
Mark Martin wins.
Jimmy Johnson ends up in 7th.
In the last 2 weeks, Johnson has done everything but seal the deal. In the Winston All-Star race, the fans voted him back to 10th place for the final segment. And his miscue on the final pit stop last Sunday night at Lowe's Motor Speedway perhaps kept him from winning the 600.
Yeah, it's been total dominance by that 48 team, but they don't have a whole lot to show for it.
Well, Mike, while Jimmy Johnson is yarding the competition on the racetrack, he's also serving notice that although a rookie, he approaches this game of racing like a veteran. He could have and should have won the Winston. He could have and should have won the 600. He took home an actual dollar amount of $341,925. His take should have been $1.1 million. But a pep talk by Rick Hendrick. He comes to Dover, and he's starting to yard the competition. DW, you've told me many, many times, this game is so mental. A lot of other young rookie drivers would have let the last 2 weeks get to him. Doesn't appear so for Johnson.
Well, he does seem to be awfully composed for a rookie, and I think he's just loving it. You know, I think there's so much good going on with him and that race team that it's hard to get down.
Darrell, he's proven that momentum doesn't just come from winning. Mark Martin has momentum from winning last week. It comes also from running well enough to win.
Well, and not only that, but just look at what happened there in the 600. That 23 car spun right in front of him. I mean, you know, things aren't going well. He could have plowed right into him like we saw Mark Martin do over here on the back straightaway. That car stopped, all of a sudden slid down the track and by. It went right on by, no problem.
You know, guys, it has been a long time since we've seen both Yates cars, the 28 Ricky Rudd and Dale Jarrett, the 88 car, up here battling in the top 5. It's been very hit and miss all year long. Here they are running second and third.
Steve Burns has more.
And Mike with Michael McSwain. Michael, what is Ricky saying about the car and what adjustments might you make?
Yeah, it's need a little bit of grip or make some air pressure. Mark's doing pretty good. Just a little bit off. Figure it out here.
Sergeant Berger.
Rudd's teammate is Dale Jarrett. Right now he is running in the 3rd position. He had a lousy qualifying lap. 31st he started this race. But NASCAR gives each team the telemetry setup that the pole winner got and what the team did as well. And when the 88 team took a look at what Jarrett had done, they discovered that he was slow coming off the 4th corner. That's the only place he was slow. So they went to work on the 4th corner, and they've got the car dialed in now so that he is fast in every corner of the racetrack. That's the game plan. He won this race in 1998. 7 of his last 11 starts here have been top 5, and they believe they're going to win the race today. Mike?
They're coming on. They are 3.6 seconds behind leader Jimmy Johnson, and as you can see, just a few car lengths behind Ricky Rudd.
Yeah, and Dick, the last time both the Yates cars finished in the top 5 was in September at Richmond last year.
Kurt Busch had problems in qualifying, had to go to a backup car and start in the back, but he's making up laps, and it's one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. He's made up 1 of the 3 laps he was down.
Hey, you know, if things fall his way, a caution here and a caution there. I mean, this thing is far from over with a car that fast. Don't count him out. He had to make that unscheduled early stop because he cut a right front down, but he's still got a fast hot rod, and that always gives you confidence and encouraging that you might be able to get back in the race.
We're about 2/3 distance. Kurt Busch 2 laps down. Long way to go, however, as he works under Ward Burton, who's been in and out of the garage.
One thing about talking about the 88 was slow off turn 4. Segment times, Larry, they're so critical. You can be really good on one end of the track, really bad on the other, and the driver won't know that. And you can get those segment times from the crew chief and whoever's clocking them for you. Sometimes you can really help your race car.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like one of Dale Jarrett's strong points on that last lap right there as he went by his teammate Ricky Rudd was off turn 4. Yeah, you can look slow down a straightaway, but if you go back and clock turn 4, that may be the reason you were slow on the front stretch. You didn't carry any speed through turn 4.
And see, sometimes a driver's not aware of that. He doesn't realize, man, you were good 1 and 2, and you're good in 3, but you're really bad in 4, and you say, well, I didn't know that. And so you point that out, you work on the car, driver picks it up.
Ricky Rudd mirroring Dale Jarrett's line as now they've gone from Rudd Jarrett 2nd and 3rd to Jarrett Rudd behind Jimmy Johnson, 3.6 seconds back. Behind them, Bill Elliott in 4th, Jeff Gordon in 5th, Casey Atwood closing in on Gordon from 6th, Sterling Marlin and Robbie Gordon battling for 7th, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, the top 10.
Those 2 cars, the 28 and 88, they seem to me like when they work together, when they communicate as a team, 2-car team, they get good results.
gone back to running his low line as Jarrett runs the high line.
Yeah, well, he'll try that. He'll say, you know, they'll say the 88's running high, and get up there and try that a lap or two, and the driver will come back and say, I don't like that. I'm going back to where I was. Down in the pit, you know, they'll clock a car, and if he's running a different line, they'll tell you to try it. You try it a lap or two, don't like it, you go back to what you had.
But Darrell, the important thing is they're gaining. They have cut Jimmy Johnson's lead now down to 2.6 seconds. So they're closing in. Jimmy Johnson is trying to become only the 7th driver in NASCAR history to win twice within his first 16 starts as a rookie.
The shocking season finale that takes TV to a new level. The Shield season finale, Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Just walking through the doors of Daytona would have been enough. Oh, sick of this. Can you guys believe the embankment? They kept building on itself.
Think of the drivers who've driven across this line.
You keep topping what you did before.
You guys want to take this one for a spin?
Speed 125.
Oh, man, I like your Grand Prix. I like our Winston Cup Pace Car Grand Prix, but I really like my Grand Prix.
Pontiac Grand Prix, the official pace car of NASCAR for 31 years.
It's big, it's beefy, it's the grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Seasoned beef, 3 melted cheeses, sealed inside a grilled tortilla. All for just $1.99. For the affordable, heavy-duty portable, you gotta think outside the bun.
Outperforms new Mobile One.
What's your pit cap strategy?
Bend it. Smooth it. And get up under it.
You want to shake it?
Pull it down, Junior. Turn it around. So that's my style.
You've got to crease it.
No creases.
Crease it.
Creases are out. Be cool. Don't be a dork. So we're pointed toward victory lane.
And that's where I'm headed.
The authentic Pit Cap collection from Chase. Wear what the drivers wear.
What's your pit cap strategy?
Call Beth and tell her how wonderful she is. Tell Amber how much fun you had. Explain Amber to Beth.
7-Eleven Verizon prepaid phone cards. Use them however you want.
The leaders are pitting under caution. Jeff Green has crashed at turn 3. Matt?
And Mike, Jimmy Johnson comes in. They're going to make a chassis adjustment. Jimmy was saying the car was just a little too tight on that last run. Big Jim Powler's going to pack that fuel cell full of fuel to Steve Burns.
4 tires for Ricky Rudd. No adjustments for the 28. The 24 of Jeff Gordon finally getting service. They took a spring rubber out of the left rear. He's gone.
Jeff Green appeared to cut down a right front tire going into turn 3 to bring out this caution.
Dale Jarrett and 88 group, they win the battle off pit road. Now that a lot of cars are lapped down, Dale Jarrett's pitting way back up pit road. He had an opening in front of him. And we'll watch right here. This is coming down the backstretch at you, Darrell.
Oh, yeah, going into the 3rd turn, you see the tires all coming apart. It's just flying all the pieces right there. And, of course, the driver can do nothing. The thing is just, it's pulling him right into the fence. Pretty good little shot he took going in there. Doesn't look that, boy, I tell you, the leader's lucky he got by. Woo. Jimmy Johnson comes scooting by. There he goes.
Whoa, Steve Grissom.
Grissom just made it by in a 40
in tow.
Dick Bertrand.
Dale Jarrett's crew did virtually nothing to that car except crack off an incredibly fast pit stop with it, Mike. They just took a half a round out of the left rear tire. That's sort of like sneezing in the engine. Almost no change at all. Jarrett delighted with the performance of his car. Like I've said to you all day long, DJ has a race car that can win this event today.
The 1998 winner. And his crew gets to do a little celebrating after that stop.
You know when it's good. It feels good.
So we're under caution for the 5th time today. Rather, yes, 5th time today for Jeff Green's crash.
I need to make
Make a collect call.
My man, just be cool. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect call. It's free for you and cheap for them. Just dial right down the center. Right down the center. Right down the center. 1-800-CALLATT. Remember, right down the center.
What are you doing?
What's this? No!
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
I'm good.
Hey, let's go to the reservoir.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Mom, it's me, Josh. Listen, we got a flat, so I guess I'll have to stay at Dave's house tonight, okay?
Okay.
Really?
Sure. Josh, just one thing. Dad's BMW came with Goodyear run flats.
And they'll run even if they're flat.
They will?
Mm-hmm. So I'll see you in 30 minutes, okay?
All right.
What's
Josh tried the flat tire thing, huh?
Prom night on the wings of Goodyear.
Dave Logan is single. He goes on many dates.
What is it that you do?
I'm a lawyer.
I hate lawyers.
And he uses his Discover card.
Check, please.
So far, he's built up a cashback bonus award of over $160.
You're kind of boring.
Check.
Where do you think this thing's going between us? Because you know my clock's kind of